And this is what they said. Then John's disciples came and asked him, how is it that we and the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast? And this is what Jesus said. He didn't condemn fasting, but he said this. He said, how can the guests of the bridegroom mourn? And once again, fasting is sometimes associated with mourning and weeping. How can the guests of the bridegroom mourn while he is with them? The time will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them, then they will fast. What is he saying? He says, there is a time where I will ascend to heaven, and then my disciples will fast. Why? Because the bridegroom is no longer here, and we will be mourning for the coming again of the Lord. So Jesus, once again, he advocated fasting. And then finally go to Matthew chapter 17. Matthew chapter 17. And we'll talk about the scripture a little bit more. There's a story of and I'm not going to read, but there's a story of a boy who was possessed with a demon. He was possessed with a demon, and Jesus had already given his disciples power to go heal. But when they came to this boy, they couldn't heal him. They were wondering why. And he said that this only comes out by prayer and fasting. See, fasting is a great spiritual weapon that can break strongholds in our life. Now, can we get real this morning? How many of us would say we have a stronghold in our life? There are strongholds, or there are besetting sins, and there are instances of temptation that we have not yet been able to kick. And maybe the reason is because we don't practice the discipline of fasting and prayer. I was in the barber shop just the other day. My barber, who I kind of kid around with him every time I see him, he would say that he has a relationship with God, and I would tell you that he probably does. He probably just hasn't matured in his faith. But he is a guy that's had a major chemical addiction. He's an older guy. He's probably 60 years old. Had a major chemical addiction. And so he had to go into rehab. He's been in and out of rehab. And he said that for the first time in his life, since he's been addicted to drugs, he's gone almost 30 days without having this particular drug. And I said, well, what has happened? He said, what has happened is this. He said, every day, it's something I've never really done. Every day, I've taken time to commune with God and to read his word. I don't even necessarily study it. I just let it flow over me. I let it flow over me. Now, he is still in high water. And one of the things I said to him, and I called him by name, I said, listen, one of the things I'm going to do, even as I'm fasting and praying, I'm going to pray and fast for your immediate release from that addiction. And I'm believing by faith